I am Michelle Soriano, Castle Rock Investment Company, and Bob Willig has his own firm, Rocky Mountain Insurance Advisor, and they are an adopting employer of Castle Rock's Pooled Employer Plan or Castle Rock PEP. But we also have two interns with us today from Vale High School, and I'm going to turn it over to them to introduce themselves first.
Hey Bob, I'm Dax, and I'm gonna be the main interviewer today. Um, I'm super excited to get to know you, man. I'm interested to learn more about insurance. This will
Yeah.
be fun.
You'd be the only person to be interested in that, Dax. No,
Well,
I'm kidding. It's got a bad reputation, but it's really an exciting industry. So yeah, good to meet you, man.
All right, Bob. I'm Roman. I'm gonna just be helping Dax with the interview today. But from what I've seen, you seem like a super cool dude. And I can't lie, I do love the hair.
Yeah,
It looks
thank you,
good.
brother. Appreciate it. This is the deal. Yeah. It's anytime you see me, no matter the how formal or informal the setting, this is what you get. Michelle will attest to
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
I
we
like that
had
a lot. It's fun.
we had offices just down the hallway from each other for about 10 years. Uh, that was a long time ago. So,
There we go. I know. Well, good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. Let's start with the
Where to
question.
begin?
All right. So what we're gonna start with is what kind of inspired you to start your company?
Um, a current agent of mine, way back when I first moved to Colorado. I had an agent that was in the industry, and we became friends and hung out and that type of thing. And he just kept badgering me and saying it's a great industry for many different reasons. It has some similarities to the health club industry that I was in Southern California. And so he just kept saying what a great industry and how much money he was making and what a great career type of thing. And that's kind of what prompted me to move in that direction. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What keeps you most excited about your company's mission today?
Yeah. You said what gets me most excited about my company's mission?
Mhm.
I dig it. Insurance is a confusing topic for most people, and it's intimidating, and most folks, they're buying an idea, but they don't get really how it applies and where it really can be beneficial. So it's intimidating, and so what excites me the most about it is that we have a staff, myself included, that can take the topic and make it elementary and kind of help people understand complex topics about protecting wealth, protecting their assets, that type of thing, but put it in terms that anyone can understand. And I think it really resonates with our customers. So yeah.
And that, like that good customer support type of relationship must be also amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I think that would be. I would imagine if we took a poll of our clients, one of the things that they would say that why they hire us, stay with us for years after years, is the service. I mean, that's a cliche, but I think a lot of that would include, these guys help me understand what I need to understand. And so it just it makes for a comfortable relationship. So yeah.
I'm sure that really helps you stand out from the big companies too, because they have so many and you
You
can
know
be.
what, brother? It does. It does. I think that, we provide, a lot of big service or big company products and services. So if you didn't know we were a small business, you might think that we've got a building full of 100 plus employees type of thing, so we have that capability, but yeah, we're picking up phones. We're doing old school service stuff that you don't often get these days, which is we literally pick up our phone within a couple rings. We respond to emails or communication, whatever it is. Um, quickly, it's same day, it's within a couple hours. And the more and more I time goes on, I think that kind of stuff is really kind of resonating with folks in a big way because there's so much automation and stuff out there. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so this question kind of needs a little context. Did you know you were always going to start a company? Like, was this always a dream of yours, or was it kind of more of a spontaneous decision that you like kind of built up to one day?
Love that question. It's a little bit of both. I've grown up from an early age being very independent minded. My parents would tell you, yeah, this guy came out of the womb asking a million questions and about our parenting job and things like that. So yeah, man, I've always had that independent kind of a rogue spirit. So I got into the corporate world and found out pretty quickly that it just wasn't my gig. So I knew from an early time in my professional career that I was going to probably be an entrepreneur and run my own company. I didn't know what that was going to be, quite frankly, but so yeah, from an early time. So, and I'm trying to remember, when I got into this, I would have been 30, about 35, when I got into the insurance industry, but I was a part of a health club, independent owner, partner, probably about 10 years prior. So yeah, most of my professional career has been as an entrepreneur. So yeah.
And then you mentioned corporate. I'm actually curious, what made you like want to switch to an insurance company?
Well, I mean, those are kind of two questions. I mean, I got out of corporate America again, just because it just didn't fit it didn't allow me to listen, I'm a control freak. Let's just say it. I'll just get it out there. I'm a recovering control freak. So, I wanted to be in charge of my own destiny. I wanted to be the guy that kind of had his hands in everything and kind of put, just had the vision and was able to see the vision through, that type of thing. So that's what kind of prompted me to think, to be an entrepreneur. But again, insurance was just, I had a fellow that just was in my ear about it and said that it was a great industry. This guy happened to be an American Family agent, and he had, in fact, I had gotten into the American Family Insurance Agency training program, and I'm probably about 3 months into this training program, and somebody put into my ear this independent agent concept. I'd never heard of an independent agent prior to that. We've all heard of the American Families, the State Farm, the Farmers, all those guys, which are all people that just represent their own product. Well, someone said, man, why did you not become an independent agent? And when they explained that to me, that I could represent multiple companies, to me, it sounded like such a no-brainer that I actually resigned from that path that I was on with American Family, walked into the only independent agency in Castle Rock at the time, and asked to speak to the owner and said, hey, I've got all my licenses ready to go. Give me a desk. Let me sell insurance, and we'll both figure it out from there. And that's kind of what was led to being in a position to buy into the agency. So yeah.
That's
All
cool.
right. So, Bob, what surprised you about being a business owner that you never thought about before?
Good question. What surprised me about it? I'll interpret that question as what's the toughest thing about it? How about that?
All right.
Employees. It's the best thing about it, and it's the most difficult thing about it. It's relationships, and you guys all know, I'm sure to some degree, relationships are awesome, but they take work and they're complicated, and so that's always been the most difficult thing of being a business owner, is just managing that process, seeing employees leave, having to hire, trying to get the right fit for the culture and things like that, and so that's the toughest thing, maybe the most surprising.
surprising.
Yeah.
Well, what would be like a good way that you've learned for building good connection with employees as well?
You know, good question. First thing that comes to mind is be honest with them. And I think that applies to all my relationships. Just be honest, forthright, brutally honest. I'm a brutally honest dude, to the point where sometimes some people can go, okay, what's this all about? But I think if you give me enough time, most people understand that my heart's in it. I'm genuine. Just being honest and communicate well, treat people well, pay them well, make it an environment that's as good as you can be. I mean, it's called work for a reason, right? So it's very rare that you get into a job where it's not a grind to some degree. So I do my best to make it fun for my employees. I'm generous where I can be generous, things like that.
That's
That's
really cool.
amazing.
And with the honesty comes trust. So you get
Big time, big time. Did you happen to notice that my agency's catch line is ready to earn your trust? You probably didn't notice that, but that's what it is. It's in my logo. So
yeah.
it's big. It's big with our clients, and that's big with my employees as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have to compliment the logo, by the way. I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
And then kind of rewinding here, what surprised you the most about being a business owner that you never thought about before going into it?
I don't know if this is surprise is the right word, but there's something to being the guy or the gal in the case of Michelle that's on the line, it's my butt on the line. So that's cool and that's scary at the same time. So, there's this, and then especially when you get a staff and you get employees and you recognize that you're responsible for their income, for their family life with regards to the income and the scheduling and all that stuff. Is it a daunting task? Maybe that's a little bit strong, but it's something that's not lost on me, week in and week out. It's just understanding that as I go and my business goes, so goes my employees and how that affects their families and things like that. So yeah.
And with all this amazing backstory, I'm curious, where do you see your company going in the next few years? What's the vision?
Man, that's the hardest one. Save the hardest for last, I hope. We're going to continue to grow. I mean, I'm a big growth guy. I'm aggressive. I love getting after marketing and sales and stuff like that. And if you're not growing, you're slowly dying is the way I would put it. And I've always approached my career, insurance and other places that way. So we'll continue to grow. I've probably got at my age, I'm going to probably put at least another 10 years into it, for sure. Humping hard, getting after it. And then my son's 22 years old. He's just now coming into the industry and the business, and I'm trying to just start to teach him a little bit about what it looks like and stuff, and hopefully that'll be a plan that I can eventually kind of teach him the business, teach him how we do things, and if that fits with him, then slowly have a plan that kind of turns the business over to him, and yeah. So we'll see. More and more the insurance industry is automating things where you can go online. I mean, your guys' generation, you probably don't think twice about buying insurance online, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot more complicated than that, but you don't know that. So I think even as things begin to get more automated and more younger generations are more comfortable in that arena, I think our value will be even more so. For those people, there's some that will just want to do it online and automate and not worry about it. But I think as you get older, you start to realize that protecting, what you're working so hard for it's important stuff, important business, and probably having somebody that is an expert in it is valuable. So
And I'm sure with the adoption of AI all over the place, I'm sure that human to human contact will be just truly amazing for all your customers.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. 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 So yeah, we're trying to, my son and I are trying to figure out how AI can benefit my agency. And so we're trying to harness it and utilize it, but definitely not to ever take away the human contact that we think makes us good at what we do. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
heart and soul. That's what you need.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then finally, would you recommend Castle Rock PEP as a retirement plan to other business owners?
I would absolutely. I recommend it, number one, because of Michelle Soriano. I've known Michelle for years now, and she's I think as driven as I am, maybe more. And smart woman, driven, and has a heart that's as big as Castle Rock itself. She wants to take care of folks and wants them to be successful in in what she does for a living. So she, number one, is what sold the plan to me, because I know she's going to take care of business. She's going to bring a product to the table that's going to be beneficial, that she's been well thought out by her, that type of thing. And then the plan just happened to be great for me. I was kind of lost in trying to figure out what retirement plan to get involved with, what to offer my employees. It was kind of I'm sure it was as confusing to me as I'm sure insurance is to other folks. And so again, Michelle stepped in and presented this plan and compared it to all the different things available. And to me, it seemed like just a natural fit. The plan, the fact that it's local, I love it all, and I want to support it. So
Thanks, Bob. That was awesome. From hearing the upbringing to your dedication to even your visions. I feel inspired. I don't know about you guys, but I do.
Good.
That was just fun.
I'm glad you're fired up. Thank you.